Now, this first one here, Buried Treasure, the title of this episode is a little bit misleading. I'll explain why as we go. Alright, so the story begins with Kipper and Tiger sitting on a bench in the park by the duck pond. And there's some kind of red thing underneath that bench. We don't know what it is yet, though. Tiger and Kipper are both drinking juice boxes. I don't know what kind of juice that's supposed to be, though. It's just these green boxes with red labels on. Don't see any kind of pictures of fruit or anything. I always thought they looked like green traffic lights with 2 red lights on them. And they're talking about how Jake was supposed to meet them there for something, but they don't know what for yet. And here comes Jake sucking on a lollipop, and he seems to be looking for something. It turns out he wasn't quite ready to see Kipper and Tiger yet, because he's lost something. He says it's sort of a surprise, and then he goes off and tries to look for it again. This is a red lollipop, so I assume it's probably cherry. And so Kipper crumbles up his juice box and tosses it into the trash can next to the bench. He misses the first time, then he picks it up and tosses it in. Trying not to be a litter bug, very good. And then he noticed something inside the trash can. Looks like a rolled up piece of paper. Kipper opens it up, and it says something about Blackbeard the pirate. And it has a skull and crossbones on it. And Tiger reads it. To find my treasure, you must take 3 steps forward, signed Blackbeard the pirate. And Kipper doesn't think the treasure map is real because he says, pirates don't leave things in trash cans. But Tiger says, why not? They might. How many pirates do you know? Blackbeard the pirate. I think it's a little bit more of a common name for pirates. When I was in 4th grade, we did a school play called Captain Blackboots Island, in which I played DJ, Davy Jones Jr. That was kind of fun. So they're standing right there by the bench in front of the duck pond, and Tiger grabs the map and starts taking 3 steps forward, just like the map says. But he can't really take more than 2 steps because he's too close to the duck pond. Kipper says, how would you know that's forward? And Tiger says, because I'm facing forward, of course. And of course, Kipper clarifies and says, doesn't it tell you where you're supposed to start? And Tiger just assumes that it start there because they found it there. But then Kipper looks at it more closely. You start at the bridge over the stream, it says. I've noticed that in this episode, the grass has a little bit more of a texture to it in the background, as opposed to just like a green fade. It has more of like a, how do you describe it? Like a colored pencil scribbling it on almost. Or the surface of a canvas, that's what it looks like, yeah. So now they're standing on the bridge over the stream, right in the middle of the bridge. And they're trying to decide which way to take 3 steps forward. So I guess they're assuming that you start at the middle of the bridge and then take 3 steps. So they count their steps as they go. 1, 2, 3. Then Tiger reads, turn and face the other way. And so Tiger turns around and bumps his nose into Kipper's nose. The note continues, and take 3 steps forward. 1, 2, 3. Tiger says, that can't be right. Okay, this is weird. So he starts at one point on the bridge, then take 3 steps one way, and then take 3 steps right back? And then Kipper finds a bottle tied to the bridge on a string with a message inside. So I guess they did the right thing by starting in the middle of the bridge. Because if they start on one of the sides and took 3 steps out and 3 steps back, then they might not have seen it. Well, I mean, I guess they could have, depending on which angle they were looking from. If they could have seen it from the outside. But it was the string that Kipper saw, and then he looked down and saw the bottle. Okay, then he's picking it up now. And now Tiger's definitely convinced that these might be real pirates, because that's what pirates do. They leave messages in bottles. So they take the note out of the bottle, and it says, look where you slide down. And they run off to the slide. And yes, that's the same slide that they were playing on in the episode Pig's Cousin. They definitely put a lot more efforts into the backgrounds with this episode, because you can see the grass and the bushes there. And they look up and they see another clue tied to a balloon, which is tied to the top of the slide. A purple balloon. My goodness, Tiger, did you just climb up that slide? Because Kipper came up one way up the steps, and then Tiger just came up the other way. And as Tiger's trying to reach up and grab it, saying, what does it say? What does it say? It slips out of Kipper's hand and then starts flying away. The note is still tied to the balloon, but the balloon's carrying the note away. And then it crashes into a tree and pops. Now it's just hanging there. And Tiger says, I don't think the wind will blow it off. That's the exact same I don't think the wind will blow it off from the gizmo when the sailboats got stuck between the lily pads. But instead of better try a stick, Tiger adds to that, you're the best climber, Kipper. And so Kipper goes up and gets the note. And it's got another black skull and crossbones on it. The note says, "Look in the biggest tree in the park." And so they're looking around to see where the biggest tree in the park is. And Tiger says, Kipper, I think this is the biggest tree in the park." Wow, so they didn't even really need that next note. well, yeah, they did. But what I'm saying is that notes didn't really have to send them anywhere. Like, they're already where the notes told them to go. At least they know now that they're in the right place. And there's a hole in the tree, a hollow hole, right there next to the branch where Kipper's sitting. A squirrel pops his nose out, and Kipper says hello to it. And Kipper pokes his head inside the hole and says, "Hey, Tiger, there's a hole in the tree! There's a hole in the tree!" And there's another smaller hole towards the bottom. And Tiger walks around and finds it, and sees the squirrel running out of it. And Tiger reaches inside, and he finds the next note. And Kipper climbs down as Tiger reads, "Look where things go quack." And Tiger says, "Easy peasy, must be the duck pond." After a fade to black, they arrive at the duck pond, which is right back where they started.